Welcome back to Keys Prop Hunt. On today, we'll be looking for some props that we can hit on. Let's get into it. So starting out here, looking at the left-hand side. Yesterday, we didn't have any homers, I don't believe. A couple of the spots that I was looking at, they end up giving it up, but not to who I thought it was. So Martin Perez ended up giving one up to Lindor. We were looking at Alvarez, who was not in the lineup. And then we had Peterson did not give one up, but Liberatore did. It wasn't to forgetting his name off the top of my head. Walker. Furman ended up doing it there, and then Tolley gave one up as well. I think it was Heim instead of Thomas. And then I don't know if we looked at this Milwaukee and Sanford game, but Sprout ended up giving one up as well to the right-hand side. We were looking at Schmidt. So right pitcher, but not right hitter on yesterday. So left-hand side today, got Lorenzen, Kremer, Quantrill, Nola, Fott, to name a few there. Outside of Merrill, there's no real lefties in that San Diego lineup that I want to get to. Rengifo has been pretty good as of late. Haven't seen anything from Sheets. Kremer's a lot of lefties that he's going to see in this Detroit lineup, so I'll give him a look. So really struggles with lefties, 270 to 217 to righties. Power as well, 7 homers to lefties. Went 6 innings against Boston, 6 earned there, 8 hits. Good game against Houston, only lasted 4 innings though. A lot of walks in that game. The Cubs, 4 earned, 5 innings pitched. Good game against the White Sox, and then good game against the Guardians. So it's throwing a splitter for the most part, and then a 4-seamer, and then a curveball. It is getting whiffs with this splitter, so I'll look at that real quick. So outside of McCongo, they all look like they're Kang and whiffing on that splitter. So outside of Greene, that's 200. Then McCongo, 300 batting average there. None of them are really hitting it at all. And then he throws this 4-seamer, which is getting hit, 517 Woba, so he's struggling here. That's where Greene looks good with that one, power-wise. McCongo, 261. So 300 in the last 10 for McCongo. A couple of them 300, 400 for Keith. McKinstry 300. So not bad. And then throwing this curveball, which is also getting hit pretty good. 500 for Keith, 300 for McCongo, 200 for Greene. Sinker McCongo's really hitting. I would say I like McCongo here for a hit at the top of the lineup. Should see Kremer the most today. He looks pretty good. Outside of him, I didn't see what. Just they all look bad on the splitter. You may have to deal with the K's today. Kremer might get a little bit given that splitter. I would say I trust Keith to get a hit here too. And then I more so want to look at Riley Greene for power, but you can take him for a hit there. No, he hits this 4-seamer pretty well. 6 homers on the year. 19% barrel rate. Good size amount of events. Last 10, 57% fly ball. As I mentioned, you do have some Ks with Greene, but the power is there for it. So that's last 10 at bats versus that four-seamer. I will go zone specific here. Looks like he's trying to get to the top of the zone. Top and away, which Greene looks really good there. 50% barrel, 25%. 50% fly ball, 25% barrel. Can go last 20 to extend it a little bit. So 2 homers in the last 20, 3 extra base hits. Yeah, not bad. I'll say Greene here for a homer. They just lost yesterday, so I expect them to do something on today. Does struggle with a barrel with righties. Hasn't given up many homers. We can look power-wise from the right-hand side real quick. Struggles with the average with lefties. So you got this sinker. Not a lot of hard contact here, but the fly ball rate is high, 43%. This Lee kid has been hitting though. Like you barely see a splitter from a righty to a righty. That's a splitter. I'd say probably, let's look at this four-seamer and then that sinker. So Torkelson and Dingler, 5 and 6 on the year. The barrel's nice for both of them. Fly ball looks good. Let's see where he's locating it. So top and away. Looks like either or here. I think top and away, you need to be going oppo. So I'm not necessarily caring about pull air. If you can pull it on that, that's good, but okay. And that sinker, let's look at that real quick. So really locating in the middle of the zone. Let's go this like corner. So 2 homers there for Torkelson, nothing for Dingler. I do like to pull air for Dingler though. I would say you could go either or there. Torkelson may go yard there against him. Let's see, that's 20. But I kind of want to say Dingler there for a homer. I don't like that fly ball though, I will say. From neither of them last 20 across the whole pitch mix. But if we're just looking at where he's struggling with barrel, that sinker. Let's go four-seamer and sinker. Yeah, either or there. But he struggles more so with lefties. And you got Quantrill at Tampa Bay. Got some capable lefties in that lineup. So let's look hits first. So he's throwing this four-seamer, in which he's getting whiffs with. Surprising. I mean, it's 94. But I assume he's trying to throw that splitter to get him to chase. So four-seamer wise, they all look pretty decent. The K rate for I don't even know how to say his last name, Fiducia, doesn't look the best. The last 10 at bats. Simpson looks pretty good. And they all got some K here. Okay, that's last 10 there. Let's see where he's locating it. So go on top of the zone. Away. which Simpson looks pretty good there. I know he's not back at the top of the lineup, but I wonder where he is in that lineup. I'd assume probably bat 6 being Simpson there. I do like their K and whiffs on this splitter. Look very different than that Detroit lineup. Okay, that's a splitter. Which is getting hit. Now that I noticed that, I didn't even notice that it's 421. So his splitter's getting hit versus Kremer's. I think Kremer's getting hit too. He just had a high swing and strike on it. All right, then this cutter. So cutter, they all look really good. Small sample size for Mesa. Just go top of the zone. Looks like that's where he's trying to locate it. So not much here sample size on that one, but go back, see how they're doing. Okay, so I like that. I honestly want to say Simpson here for a hit. Go that route. And he's throwing the sinker a good amount, so we'll look here too. Aranda looks pretty good there. Yeah, I'd say Simpson there for a hit against Quantrill. And then we can look power-wise. So this four-seamer sinker are really getting hit. Cutter too, honestly. We can look there first. See if anybody's doing anything. Let's go last 10. So a homer for Mesa there. I've noticed him. He's been hitting homers. So nothing really there outside of Palacios. And then this four-seamer. Look overall. Palacios 2. Mesa. Okay. Mullins. It looks pretty bleak for real. I might not force this. I feel like Quantrill gives one up here though. Get those 3 that were attacking. I wanted to find a way to get to not Palacio, but Mesa here. Just because I know he's been hitting homers, but he didn't look good against like the pitches as individuals. Does look good overall against it, but Palacios looks good here too. Barrel, pull air, fly ball. See if it looks good over the last 20. Hard hit is not there at all. The weighted OVA does not, the estimated weighted OVA does not agree with what Mesa is doing. But honestly, don't care if he's hitting it over. And I would say Aranda's, dude. Like, I feel like I haven't seen him hit a homer in quite some time. I'm saying if you're riding recency. And what I've noticed, I haven't really noticed the Palacios dude, but Mesa has been hitting homers. The sinker and then a cutter. I would say Mesa's here for a homer against Quantrill. He's hitting that four-seamer. But if I'm riding what I feel like 7 strikeouts for Aranda. If I'm riding what I feel like who's due, I'd say Aranda. And then surprisingly that Palacios looks decent there for a homer. You can look at Nola. Struggles with both sides. Control a little bit to lefties. Went 5 1/3 against the Dodgers. 6 innings against the Mets. Not too bad against the Mets. That walk rate is not good though. Detroit. Kansas City's not really good right now without Witt. Pitt. 3 multiple home run games allowed though. Honestly, don't trust this Miami offense for. I know they got to Willard yesterday, which was surprising, but I feel like that was overdue for him. So I'd probably just be looking here for power rather than hitting for average. Mac's been someone that's been doing it though. I believe I picked Stowers the other day, and Mac ended up doing it again. See where he's locating it. So either or top of the zone, but he's laying in the middle of the zone a lot. I think Connor 1 yard yesterday. Then barely any bends to this cutter, but it is getting hit. I'd say we have to ride and throw in this four-seamer, bro. Which Mac is hitting. He could continue that. It's really climbing the zone, outside of the zone there. 3 homers, though. No one's really doing anything against that. I'd assume I feel like that's lucky for you to get up. Let's just go all 3 across those. You make some mistake, it's in the zone. I feel like you're chasing if you're up there. I feel like it's Stowers, but Mac is not missing it. No strikeouts. No barrel though, but 30% pull air, 80% hard hit rate. The fly ball is not there, but neither is it there for Stowers. And he has a homer there. I'd say Stowers here. I want to say Stowers. And then for a homer, I like Stowers for a homer here. And then if Mac's in the lineup, which I would think he would be here, more likely the batting ninth, I want to say. He's definitely in play here for a homer. He does give up barrel to the right side too. The sinker is not necessarily getting hit hard though. I mean it is 448 estimated WOBA. I'm strictly looking at Hernandez here. Lands in the middle of the zone with this one too. Two homers there for Lopez on the year. Not bad. That's surprising. Then the fly ball doesn't look good there for Herberto, but that in the last 10 he has a homer in those zones. Off the sinker. And his four-seamer. Only one home run off this four-seamer though, so I think that sinker is the one to attack. Nothing there, but neither Hernandez or Lopez are missing that zone contact wise. I say like natural power hitter, I say is Hernandez, and I would take him more so for a homer here. Lopez hasn't hit one in a while though. Good place to do it is at home, but dang, the fly ball is horrible there for him. Yeah, two in his last 20 against that four-seamer and sinker. Yeah, so Lopez would be a long shot homer there. He's a great hitter. Should be able to get a hit there, but it's been a while since he's went yard. Honestly, cool on the Pittsburgh offense. Castillo at the Dodgers, Rhea at St. Louis. Okay, Castillo real quick. And go hits first. So missing bats with his slider and his four-seamer. So slider looks like they're all, whiffing and K'ing there. But Ohtani, Rushing, Muncy are hitting it for an average. Not bad. And this four-seamer. Muncy's hitting it, Freeman's hitting it, Freeland's hitting it. Ohtani has some power there. The zone contact isn't great for him though. 542 there for Freeman. Top of the zone location wise. Muncy not hitting for average, but is for power, as with Ohtani. Freeman 800, 6 hits there. Yeah, the whiff, he's whiffing a little bit on those, but when he makes contact, he's go down. We gotta have some home runs there, I'd assume. 2 extra base hits. 2 homers there for Muncy. And then slider and this changeup. Let me look overall. Muncy and Ohtani. Rushing Freeman a little bit there. He's just not whiffing or K'ing. Has zone contact. See where he's locating it. I'd say someone who I feel like has been hitting as of late is Muncy. So I'd like to say him for a hit here. Sometimes you only can trust him with power, but I would like to say he gets a hit here. Also like Ohtani for a hit here. And I believe Freeman's been hot. So him for a hit as well. If we want to look power, the four-seamer is what's getting lifted. That's what De La Cruz got him on in Seattle. And so in Dodgers Stadium, definitely much easier for him to give up a home run. Just goes straight across the top of the zone. Which Ohtani looks great there. Muncy has 3 homers. Tucker has a couple homers. So Ohtani's been missing it. I'm not sure his history with Castillo though. I feel like he has a couple homers like off the top of my head against him. I'd say Ohtani would be the chalk play here. He's more than likely chalk price, I'd assume so. And then Tucker and Freeman don't look bad here, especially Tucker with a 50% fly ball. But I like to say I'd just go Muncy there for a homer against Castillo. You got Rhea at St. Louis, 299. Ground ball, fly ball is very favorable for him. Does give up some hard contact. So the average to lefties, but power to righties. Does miss some bats with this splitter. Okay. I like the zone contact for Wetherholt and Burleson there. Not so much the results. Well, 385 for Wetherholt, not bad. And this changeup, which Burleson looks pretty good against. You can see where he's locating it. Does have some whiff there against that changeup for sure. Then he's barely. Honestly, he's just going four-seamer. 45% of the time. Which they're all hitting it out for the most part. Zone contact wise, it goes to new bar. Wetherholt has seen it the most there. Burleson's not in the last 10 at bats, but he's more so the one that I trust there. I'm gonna take a hit. Yeah, I'm not gonna look too deep in it because the Cardinals offense is absolutely horrible. I'd more so lean Burleson there if I'm going to go for a hit. And then power-wise, it'd more likely be Walker. I'll look and see what he's doing against this pitch mix. So the sinker's getting hit, the slider's getting hit, the four-seamer a little bit as well. We'll go overall first and then look at the exact pitches. So 0 in the last 20 for Walker. Sheesh. Let's go four-seamer. See where he's locating up. Go here because he's locating it there too. Okay. Pull air's not there, but you really don't need to pull that. Then this sinker. 2 for Walker, 3 for Herrera. Not throwing this one much though. Looks pretty bleak here. Maybe he gets in trouble and throws that sinker right there. What? So 15 homers against this pitch mix. What does it happen against? Those underlying pitches. Cutter, changeup, splitter. He's not really using this part of the pitch mix, but he's not using it. The sweeper. Did I not see that sweeper? I mean, it's not getting hit really hard. Nothing there. Yeah, long shot one. I don't put too much bank too much on. I feel like Walker hasn't hit one since the All-Star break, so could do it here with Rhea with a 15% barrel to righties. Lugo at Minnesota has looked better as of late. Great game there against San Fran and San Diego. Look at the left-hand side. We can look hits first. So missing bats with this cutter, in which they all look pretty good outside of Clemens and Roden there. Trying to go top of the zone. Okay, Caratini and Larnick look good there. That's the cutter in which he's missing bats. He's not missing bats with this four-seamer at all. Lee, Larnick, Bell, Caratini mid there. Do like the zone contact though. Then Larnick 500, Bell 400. They're all really not missing it, but it may be because hold on, let me take that off. Larnick's not looking bad here for a hit, to be honest. Take off the zone. Inside of that four-seamer, I mean the sinkers also he's getting in trouble with. Larnick looks good there. Clemens looks good. 400 for Larnick there, 273 for Clemens. I'd say Larnick for a hit here. Power wise, he can give it up. Being Lugo, quite a few homers here. I feel like every time we look, Bell looks good on paper and then does nothing. So all these underlying pitches are getting hit. Like I probably doubt you throw this sweeper that's you giving up 4 homers on 20 events on. Possibly this sinker. Okay. And he was locating that around here. Just looking at his weighted OBA where it's actually getting hit at. None of these, how many homers did it say? Am I tripping? Oh, it hasn't. He hasn't given up a homer. Okay, my bad. He hasn't given up a homer there. So it don't look like he will tomorrow either. Well, at least on that sinker. Not tomorrow, today. I'm tripping. My bad. Cutter. So 2 for Carantini, 1 for Larnick, 1 for Lee, 1 for Bell. Well, he is landing there though. And this is the cutter. I wanted to find a way to get to Clemens. I feel like he's due. It's that 4-seamer for him. Slider, which he's barely using. Looks like he likes breaking stuff. 1 against that curveball. And which he could, when he throws this underlying stuff, it is getting hit. If we're going from the left side, I would say probably that Clemens is the guy that I trust to go yard there, but it doesn't look the best. We can look right, which it's really Buxton, Lewis has been hitting too. Most homers to this sinker, but he's not really giving up a fly ball right there. Is with this cutter. Let's look at that. So 3 homers there for Buxton on the year in 10 events. Not bad. And then outside of that, we can look at the sinker too, but it's barely any fly ball there. Buxton may be in play to get his first homer since he came back today. The sinker, he's pretty much everywhere. That's where he gets in trouble at, only 4.8% there though. And Jeffers looks good there too for Buxton. I would say Buxton to get his first homer since he came back today. Outside of that, it looks pretty bleak. I feel like Washington could get to Bieber, but they didn't get to Scherzer. But he is a vet, coming back there. So Bieber's looked alright his last couple starts. I don't know if I believe it. He struggled with righties, but not many righties in that Washington lineup that I'd like to get to. Cruz, that'd be probably about it there. We will look at that real quick since he is struggling with righties. 356 to righties. Handling lefties, though, we'll say. On the year, Cruz does not look good at all. I may not go with this. Maybe more so a long shot homer. 33%. Oh, he is hitting the slider. He's definitely hitting the slider. 46 fly ball, 38% barrel. See where he's landing. Grab those 3 points. We can grab the middle too since he's landing there a little bit. 2 homers with that. Let's see how recent that is though. So 19th. And then in June, sorry. A double. 327. What's today? 320. But no, I'm talking about 327, 727. That was yesterday actually. Hoffman, he had a double. May go Cruz here. And a lineup full of lefties. Young looks okay against this cutter. Nothing for Cruz there. I'd say we just probably attack him hanging that slider and say Cruz for a homer against Bieber. You know, gets through all those lefties. Abrams, Wood, Garcia, you know, all tough matchups. And then Cruz steps up. We looked at Nola. Kind of cool on the Yankees versus lefties. I don't believe K's that good, but yeah, I'm kind of cool on that one. Jump versus Boston. Let me see how he's looked. Got shelled against Arizona. 3 homers. That's the last 30. So he still keeps the ball on the ground at a good rate, but just getting barreled. If we're looking barrel here, I mean, I said him yesterday. Contreras. Mead, I think, went out with injury yesterday. He's also somebody I normally like against lefties. Let's see here, 26% fly ball, which is pretty good. Get in trouble when he lands that 4-seam in the middle. Let's take this quadrant. So 1 homer there for Wilson, 1 homer there for Durbin. Durbin's also somebody that I was looking at yesterday. I think Rafaela ended up doing it off the bullpen of the Athletics. But I feel like this ballpark's, well, I know it's small. I feel like at some point Wilson's going to go yard. What is this, a slider? Trying to get down here. Durbin with 1, Rafaela with 1. Wong. I ain't gonna look too deep into this because I feel like Jump is kind of getting unlucky with his, you know, his ground ball fly ball is not bad by any means. But last time he was in this ballpark with Miami and the Dodgers, but Washington he pitched okay. Um, Not really. 3 2/3. He was out of there. 3 earned. Um, he's given up homers in the last 2 out of 3 at home, 2+ in those 2 out of 3. So I feel like he could give one up here. His ground ball full ball is not bad. Um, so you could see some positive regression there for him, but I would like to say small ballpark. Contreras to hit one there. He has the power for it. We looked at Rhea. We looked at Lugo. Let's look at Lorenzen real quick. I didn't really look at him. I mean, he struggles more so with lefties, but righty's still at 303 average there. He's just like not. Let me see what. Not a lot of power. Yeah, not a lot of power to righties. Missing bats with this sweeper, which they're K'ing on it for sure. For sure. Well, if he lands in the zone, should be somewhere around here, which he's not for the most part, 43%. Okay. So that's the sweeper, doing it 12% of the time. The cutter's not necessarily missing bats with, but they're not hitting it, which Machado looks good there. Tatis 363. Don't like the whiff though. Where is France at? Small sample size, 580. Let's go to what he's getting hit with this sinker. So 311 for Tatis average wise. Outside of that, looks pretty bleak. Some power there from France and Campusano. 91%, 92%, 90. Okay. And he's locating this. He's going two different ways. Top of the zone and bottom. Let's go here first. Tatis 381 there. Outside of that, looks pretty bleak. .368 up there. I'd probably lean Tatis here for a hit. Hogarth doesn't look bad either. You honestly may be able to ride. France has been hot. Machado's been hot. They've been hot as a team. Um, Lorenzen got shelled against Washington. Looked good against San Fran. Looked good against the Dodgers. I feel like that's when the Dodgers weren't really doing anything at all. Miami got to him, and then 5 2/3 at Minnesota, in which their offense isn't that good either. I say, yeah, you more than likely can ride the hot hand of France, Machado, um, Tatis, Merrill. It just doesn't look good on paper for some of them. Tatis didn't look bad there, though. Then you got Cole at the White Sox. Could get in trouble here with this barrel and this swing and strike. I'd probably be leaning Vargas there. And we're definitely about to. Let me look at Cole real quick, and then we're looking at Detmers because I don't believe in that. Let's get on paper, but he's not good. All right, so 48% four seamer, 28% slider. That's pretty much it. So this four seamer is getting lifted. If he's trying to go down and away. One for Vargas on the year, 5 extra base hits. I do like the fly ball though. Then nothing really. I guess I just have to attack that four seamer and say Vargas gets that four seamer. Yeah, if I'm gonna say he gives up a homer here, I'd say I just attack Vargas 30 fly balls on 60 events. Pretty good. Um, yeah, I would say Vargas there for a homer against Cole. Let's find Detmers. Yeah, I'm not believing that. So 5 1/3 against St. Louis, not a good offense. Detroit, not a good offense. Texas got to him. Boston got to him. The Athletics got to him for 2 earned and 5 2/3 there. Watch these numbers change. 236. I'm still attacking him, bro. Okay, so four seamer for the most part, slider. Change up there, getting some west with this slider. They haven't seen that much this year. Let me go last 10 at bats so we can get a sample size. So not bad for Yana, Paredes, Pena. The rest look pretty bad. Must haven't seen lefties much this year at all. And then getting some whiffs with this changeup. Paredes and Pena look good there. 31% whiff for Pena though. I'm not gonna go too deep into this one. I'd say Pena here for a hit. Ride the hot hand of him. That may be it there. Kremer we looked at from the left hand side, but the right hand side, his ground ball, fly ball is not really good at all. Then Lambert either. Look at those two real quick and then we can call it. He doesn't really give up homers to the right hand side, but the ground ball, fly ball, he should be. So we'll look at this sinker, 44% fly ball, and then go from there. Very small sample size though. 4 homers there for Torkelson, 1 for Dingler. Where is he locating it? Let's go those 13.2s. 26% of the time. So a homer there for Torkelson this year. None for Dingler, but he is barreling and pulling it. 5 Vince Pool air there. An estimated Woba likes it. So that's the sinker. And then I'd say probably this 4-seamer since 62% there. I mean, the cutter's not really getting lifted, but it is getting barreled. So he's trying to go top of the zone there. Which Torkelson looks good. 3 homers there for Dingler on the year. 76% fly ball. It's looking like either or to Torkelson and Dingler right now. Look at this cutter real quick. Not really landing in the zone. I'd hate to just go one zone. But Dingler has 3 homers right there. I'd say I'd lean Dave. If Kremer's going to give it up to the right side, I'd say it'd be Dingler. And that's for a homer. Let me clarify that. Dingler for a homer there. Okay, and then last one, we'll look at Lambert, the right side, which LA pretty much has all righties. He struggles. He has a reverse split here, 265 to righties. So like pretty much simple. We need to attack this fastball. 51% fly ball. He's getting hit when he comes into the zone. Just go straight across. Neto 3 homers. Ohtani 1. 2 for Trout. Neto doesn't look bad there. I know Trout hasn't hit one in a while though. To note, he hasn't hit one in a while. It's got to be either Trout or Neto there. Let me look at another one. Outside of that 4-seamer, there's really nothing that's. I mean, 30% fly ball on this slider. We can look there. He misses a spot. I feel like it'd be in there for them to get to. Neto, 2 homers there. Trout, 1. Um, Neto's not really missing it though. Only 1 strikeout there. Adele isn't either. I say feeling it would be Trout here at home to get one who's with a pitcher who struggles reverse split there. Neto has been hitting homers there though, so like he's a close second to go yard there. And I think that's it for today. Looked at some homers, looked at some hits. I'm gonna call it. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. As always, if you have any questions with the platform, please let me know. Also, can you like and subscribe? Again, thank you for your support. I hope you guys have a great day. See you guys.